Hello from Arizona. My name is Calvin and welcome you to Tough Trails. All right, guys, there it is. You've been following along. You've been following along. You see it. Okay, so this is our 92 Suzuki Sidekick or Scout project. Okay, but um, we're almost done. We just got our engine running, and that's all tuned up. A couple things we got to do to it still. There's always seems like there's a couple of things we got to do. So what we're going to do next is we're going to start the transformation from just a regular Suzuki Sidekick to a Scout vehicle. And the term scout that I use is a military term. It's not a spin-off of the international scout. This is not an international scout. But the purpose of a scout in the military and the equipment and the vehicle and their job is a little bit different than the regular guy, or say this guy right here, which remember, this is always our recovery vehicle right here. This guy carries the tools, he carries the food, he carries the ice chest chow, and if somebody breaks down, he's got a couple extra seats to tow people back in. Okay, but the purpose of this is different. This is like a forward observer. This guy goes way up the trail somewhere. He goes and identifies and scouts new trails and cool places. And out in the desert, if you find a water feature or a mountain spring somewhere, that becomes a destination. So, in order to do that, this top is coming off. I don't like this top at all, and the top is going to come off. And this is going to run with top off is how it's going to go. Okay. But to make it work and to help you understand the difference between all the rest of the models that we've done one, we've got an overland one that's got a kitchen in it and a bunk bed. The kitchen's got a sink in it. It's got a lockable storage and gun racks and all that kind of stuff. We've done another one that's got a Calmini lift system on it, running 33-inch tires on it. It's got a hidden winch in the front of it, very short. He has a different role and a different way to do things. And of course, we've got our four-door right there. So what we're going to do today, I want you to take a look at this right here. This bad boy right here. Let me see if I can get you a full shot. So this bad boy right here is a full roll cage. This roll cage right here came out of a 1975 Jeep CJ5. I was going to use for parts. But anyway, so the idea here was to chop this up and modify it and stick a roll cage into our Scout project. But this is actually one of the rare original full roll cages that are in pretty high demand. And this one is in perfect shape. I mean, I can scuff this and put you a nice, pretty shiny coat of paint on it, and somebody will want this thing. So, and if you look at it, all the welding and the bends and the engineering, this is a piece of art. And I'm not going to chop it up, guys. I'm just not. I'm not going to chop it up. So instead, what we're going to do, more in tune with our budget format and affordable off-road that we do here, is we're going to take the pieces that are left over from we're going to take the remainder of the parts of our rock sliders that we bought from the Jeep. If you remember that here, 5-6 months ago, we went out and bought a set of rock sliders off of a Jeep JK, JL, something like that, and we cut it up and we made bumpers. Like that's a back bumper right there, already made, and now I've got this other piece left. So I'm going to take that piece right there, and I'm going to make us a roll cage, sort of a roll bar. Basically, what it's going to do is it's more of a utility rack than anything else, though it will provide some protection in a rollover, if that were the case. But anyway, that's what we're going to do today. So I'm not gonna cut this up. This thing is beautiful. It's a piece of art, and I can't weld for crap. So this should be an interesting episode watching Cal try to weld. Okay. So anyway, that's what we're going to do in this episode, guys. We're going to try to build us a little utility rack, kind of row bar kind of thing inside. In good old Tough Trails tradition, budget, affordable. Okay, let's get her going. All right, guys, here's my third hand, my vise. So we have our first piece in here in the vise right now, and we're ready to cut it. And basically what we did is we found the center, which is right here, okay? And then the top piece, this is the top piece, is gonna go across the top. It would be this one. It would be this one right here, okay? And we're gonna make that 40 inches. Okay, so I split it. Let me do this. I split it, and you can see. Trying to do this one hand, guys. 20 inches where the mark is right there. See the mark? And 20 inches right there. And brought you back to 20 inches there. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We have a 40-inch piece. And what that's going to do is going to leave me these runners right here, which I'm going to try to take advantage of. And they're going to be at 30 inches. Okay? The tires on this particular one is a 31 inch. And this is going to mount my tires, is going to sit between these rails. Okay? Between these rails, my tire is going to sit back there. Okay? It may kind of remind you, the old days you used to have a design called a pre-runner, and they would throw their wheels and tires up in the back of the pickup bed, freeing up the back, is what I'm trying to do. If you guys ever out in the desert and you come out of these washes that are pretty much straight down, and you got your big old spare tire back there, or maybe you got some cans back there or something, fuel cans, water cans, a lot of times you can get hung up, and we don't want to do that. So we want to keep that nice and tight like that. So we're going to put the spare tire is going to go in the back of the bed, okay? And this is not going to have a top on it, all right? It's just going to have a bikini top on it. See it? See that little orange gold thing there? That bikini top right there is what I'm going to put on it, okay? All right. I'm sorry. It's not a bikini top. It's a target top. That's right. It's a target top. All right, guys. So this is the first piece. I just cut it, okay? And I had to square these little ends off right there too because I'm going to use those, all right? And a little tiny bit of grinding, but nice straight cuts. I'm trying to take my time on this, okay? So that's the first piece, and that goes along across the top, okay? Now I'm going to take this piece right here. This is an actual JK rock slider, and I'm going to cut it up into pieces because I got to make 2 legs and 2 supports with that. So I'm going to start to cut this up in pieces and try to turn this into 3 pieces, and then from there we'll make it into 4 pieces. Okay, cool. All right, so we got this up in the vise, my third hand, and I'm going to start cutting this up. I'm going to get my cutting wheel out, and I'm going to start cutting this up into pieces. Okay? All right. Hope it hangs in there. It's barely in there. So, and this is not very heavy until you have the whole thing together, and it is pretty heavy. So, okay? All right, we're going to start cutting up right now. All right, guys, so just to catch you up here, because I don't have a great big giant fancy tripod so you can watch me, I chopped all this up and disassembled the JK or JL rock slider into these pieces right here that we're going to build our, I don't want to call it a roll bar. We're going to piece right here. This one is like 72 inches long. This is going to be our legs coming straight down. I'm about to measure to the middle of it and cut it into 2 pieces. Okay? Then as you can see, I've got a ton of grinding and patchwork to do. Okay? All over it. So we'll get her done. First I'm going to see if I can make this thing work, and then we'll come back and make it look pretty. Okay, so one of the downsides, if there is one, of being, affordable or budget conscious or, that kind of stuff, is there's a lot more labor. And a lot of us have a lot more time than we have money. So we're okay to do this. But this is very ugly. You can't really do a lot with this, okay? So I just cut off all the pieces that were here. We cut, remember, these were extra pipes and different extensions and stuff. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind this down. This is where we cut out those little panels at. See it there? I'm going to grind that all down smooth as well. And I actually went into the pipe a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. So I might have to run a weld. And you guys know I can't weld. So I'd almost rather stick some Bondo in there. Nobody will know. They'll never know. So anyway, so what I'm going to do to compensate for this, and remember, this is right now 36 inches long, 36 3/8 inches long. But it really needs to be more like 38 1/2, okay? So rather than, say, put an extension here of a couple inches on the end, which I suppose I could do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do both those things at one time. And what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to grind this smooth. And then what I'm going to do out of these pieces right here is I'm going to cut this piece, maybe right in here, and then I'm going to cut it down here, and I'm going to create a sleeve. And then that sleeve is going to slide up over all this ugly, and then I'm going to weld the sleeve. So the sleeve is going to cover the ugly, and then it's also going to give me the height that I need, the adjustment in height, the other 1.75 inches or something that I need. Okay, and we're going to do it that way. Okay, so I just want to catch you up on it. But yeah, if you got more time than you got money, then yeah, I guess this is okay. If not, you know, you can go spend $800-900 at a fab shop. They'll make you something like this. Okay, all right, cool beans, guys. Okay, so remember those pieces, we cut them off. It turned out to be 8 inches a piece. Okay, then what we did is we split it right down through here. We cut it, spread it a little bit, and all that ugly stuff that was there that we had to grind off, where we cut the other pieces off where they extended on or were attached here, are now covered and they're gone. So let me set that down and just roll. So you can see this, see it? So now all the ugly is gone. Okay, and the other benefit that it gave me is, you can see here, I've got another inch in height. I just added an inch in height. And I could pound this down and give me 2 inches, through whatever I need. But now I can adjust my height so that when I put this in and start tacking everything in place, I'll be able to get the exact height that I need. Okay, so I wanted to show you that, how I did that. So now I've got the other one to do, and then we'll put this one on, and then our legs will be done. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so what I'm going to try to do, I'm not a metal worker or fabricator. I'm not a welder. I'm none of those things. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to notch this down. And you can barely see, you might be able to see a reflection of a line on the camera. But I'm going to take and try to notch this down. So I'm going to cut straight down. I'm just going to put cuts down it on both sides. Okay, but not to exceed past the line. And hopefully I'll be able to fill up my screw ups with a weld, but I'm not sure I'm good enough to do it. But anyway, I thought I'm going to try that. I really like that to fit up in there pretty good. So I'm going to try to notch this out a little bit, okay, with whatever little tools I have. All right, so that's what we're going to do next. Cool. Okay, can you see what I did there? See, so I cut them down to this line, okay, and now I'm going to take my cutting wheel. I'm going to try to just chip these pieces out, okay, and then I'll take my grinder with my grinding wheel on it. I try to smooth it out a little bit so I don't have a whole bunch of messy welding I got to fill up. And since I'm not a welder, you know. So we're going to try that, okay? All right, cool. Okay, so you can kind of see that there. And the pieces are still laying in it. So they're knocked over. So I'll wobble those out. And I'll get my little grinder and I'll try to smooth it out a little bit. And then I'll test fit it, okay? I don't know if this is how you do it, but we're going to try it. Okay, cool. All right, guys. I want to get you a little bit of footage before the sun goes down. Been working on this all day and we haven't made a single video, took a single picture. But so this is what we made from the rock sliders, the Jeep rock sliders. Remember, we got those rock sliders, both of them for like $100, you know, maybe 6 months ago or so. We made a rear bumper for it. Then we had the remainder pieces left. I was going to make sliders with it myself, but then I really wanted to make this a little bit different. So we took the material, cut it all up, and we made this. It's all roughed in, as you can see. It needs a ton of work and a ton of grinding and stuff like that. But I just want to be able to get a little footage for you before you just see the finished product. That way you can see what it is. My welding is terrible, I'll be the first to admit, but I will tell you this, it's strong as hell. I'm about to throw a tire up there. Just see how it looks, okay? All right, maybe I can grab that before the sun goes down. Who knows? All right, guys, cool. All right, guys, so that's what it looks like with the tire on it. I haven't bolted it down, but it's on there. I had to get up on a chair so you can see what I'm doing. And boy, that is going to be real close to being able to put a top on this. I designed this, or tried to design this so that I could put the top on it, a hard top. So, okay, and let's see if the tailgate closes. Yeah, so that's fine. So there you go. That's kind of what it looked like. Yeah, not so bad. So we'll be rolling down the road like that. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Let's get a shot with the door closed. There we go. Get back over here. Yeah, that's interesting. That's definitely interesting. All right, cool. this is what happens when you can't weld. You better get good at grinding. And then here's our rack, as you can see. I've got a lot more grinding to do on this, and I'm just I'm not trying to win any awards here or anything, but I don't want great big giant, you know, bad welds sticking out. So anyway, so I've just been grinding down and cleaning up my welds. One of the things, if you can't weld, you better learn how to grind. So, and that's the case here. You know, lots of grinding going on. So anyway, we got our feet on, and let's see if we can get those feet are on. Beautiful ungrinded welds, you betcha. Yeah, so. And we've mounted our tire in the back. We took the oh, what do you call them? The rock sliders, and from where Jeep JK that we bought about 6 months ago for $100, and we cut the metal up and we made us a great big rack for it, so we can mount our spare tire on it. Okay, and that's what it looks like. Let me see if I can give you a couple of side shots. So this is just a fitting right now, and I got a lot of grinding of my wonderful welds to do still. So, but I wanted you to be able to get a good look at it. So anyway, I think that's going to be kind of interesting going down the road. Probably not going to see that too much. All right, guys. Hey, look, I just want to thank you for watching this video and all of our videos that we do. You guys are what makes us special. And without you, we'd be nothing. All right. But anyway, really, thank you very much for watching our videos. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.